One of the biggest reasons why people can't lose weight is something you might not expect. And that is that people tend to overcomplicate it. They get overwhelmed and then they just end up giving up, or they focus on all the wrong things that don't lead them to the results they want. When in reality, if you properly educate yourself on how to lose weight, you can do it efficiently and effectively. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Amanda, aka Fit Food AE, and today we're going to be going over 10 easy tips to implement so you can finally lose weight. Weight loss doesn't have to be complicated. It can be easy if you just follow my tips. And if you want my qualifications, I'm a certified personal trainer and nutrition coach through NASM. I've been coaching women for about 2.5 years. So if you're excited to see this video, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel, and I post new videos every week. And with that, let's get started. Tip number 1 is that you have to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. And if you don't want to accept this tip, then just click off the video now, like seriously. Calorie deficit means burning more calories than you consume. Simple, right? Like in the simplest of terms, you need to change your diet, exercise, or likely a combination of both in order to lose weight. So the easiest way to figure out what your maintenance calories are is to use a calorie calculator. I'll link one in the description below, or you can just Google one. Basically, it's going to calculate your maintenance based on your age, height, weight, gender, activity level. Then if you want to be in a deficit, you're going to have to eat between 300 to 500 calories less than that maintenance number per day. This is going to depend on like how overweight or obese you are, how many calories you're currently eating, how far off you are from that number. Tip number 2 is to track your calories using an app. My clients use MyFitnessPal. This is what I use when I track my macros. It's the most popular one. It's intuitive. I'd highly recommend it. I hate to break it to people, but if you want to lose weight efficiently and effectively, tracking your calories is the best way to do so. There will be other fitness and nutrition people on the internet who are going to tell you like you can lose weight without tracking calories. This is true for some cases. Like for example, if you're really overweight or obese and have a ton of weight to lose, you can likely just change a number of different bad habits and start losing weight that way. But this is not the case for people who are in a perpetual weight loss cycle and don't know what they're doing wrong, or people that only have like 10 pounds that they want to lose. Tip number 3 is consistent movement. So this can mean different things for everyone. It doesn't necessarily need to mean weight training at the gym. But my recommendation would be to pick something that you enjoy, or multiple things, and things that you can stick to. So I used to weight train 6 times a week, but now I only go to the gym and weight train 4 times a week. And the other 2 days, I'll do like a cardio-based thing. So for example, I'll usually do 2 cardio boxing classes at Rumble, or I'll do one of those and then one hike if the weather's good. The key is to pick a routine that's challenging, but that you also enjoy, because otherwise you're not going to stick to it. Sticking to your routine and getting consistent movement, keyword consistent, those are the only ways you're going to see results. Like you're not going to see very many results from sporadic workouts once a week. If you need some more guidance as to how to put together a program or what exactly you should be doing in the gym, of course, as I mentioned, I am a certified personal trainer and I do one-to-one coaching. So if you want to learn more about that, the link will be in the description. Okay, so those 3 tips are probably the most important. And now I'm going to say some other tips that are kind of like under the umbrella of those 3 tips. But honestly, those 3 tips are the ones that you absolutely hard stop need to follow. So tip number 4 is eating enough protein. So ideally 1 gram per pound of body weight, but if you are very overweight or obese, I would target 1 gram per pound of your goal weight. Protein keeps you more full and satisfied, and this is because it takes longer to break down and digest than carbs and fat. For example, for a lot of people, a 2,000 calorie a day balanced diet with a lot of protein is going to keep them full and satisfied versus eating 2,000 calories of like chocolate chip cookies. I love chocolate chip cookies, but not for like every single meal, obviously. So make sure to get like 20 to 40 grams of protein per meal, plus some high protein snacks, and you'll be golden, especially if you follow my recipes. Of course, I have tons of recipes on this channel and on my TikTok and Instagram that are high protein and lower calorie. Tip number 5 is getting a good night's sleep. This is pretty underrated, I feel like. I mean, you can't eat while you're sleeping, so that's the first thing, obviously, but no, seriously. If you find you're staying up super late, you might end up unnecessarily snacking at night when you really should be sleeping. Getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep each night will help prevent those cravings that'll come when you're sleep deprived and get less sleep than that. And also very important, sleep will give you the energy that you need to power your workouts. Otherwise, you'll be like falling asleep at the squat rack, and we don't want that. Since we're eating in a calorie deficit, we obviously want to make our lives easier, right? Work smarter, not harder. So this tip is to make easy swaps that you're not even going to notice. For example, sugar-free syrup, sauces, and sweeteners to like drastically cut your calories without even really tasting a difference that much. So for example, at Starbucks, using the sugar-free syrup instead of regular syrup, or like sugar-free ketchup or barbecue sauce instead of the full sugar one. They taste really good. Honestly, you can barely taste the difference. Okay, I digress with the Starbucks syrup. You can taste a bit of a difference, but honestly, if you're trying to lose weight, like it makes a massive difference to not have a full sugar drink. And when baking, using a 0-calorie sweetener like Lakanto, monk fruit, or Swerve, of course, cuts the calories drastically. Again, I have tons of recipes on my channel that you can see that use those sweeteners. Playing off of that, tip number 7 is to cut or reduce liquid calories. If you're still drinking regular Coke, you need to switch to Coke Zero. Same with any other soda you're drinking, really. When it comes to alcohol, a 0-calorie mixer plus vodka or tequila is your best friend. This was my go-to when I was in a deficit because like really sugary drinks like margaritas or like a Long Island iced tea, these are full of empty calories and they're not the path to least resistance, if you know what I mean. I love a good cocktail though, of course, like I love spicy margs. So, you know, if you really want to, maybe like start the night with one of those and then switch to like the tequila sodas or vodka Diet Cokes after, but drinking those the entire night, like those are not going to do well for your weight loss journey. Tip number 8 is to eat high volume meals. So volume eating means meals that have a large amount of food for a lower amount of calories, that are ideally high in protein and or fiber in order to keep you full. By eating high volume meals, it'll feel like you're eating much more and you're going to be more satisfied in a deficit versus eating like calorie dense foods. Some examples of high volume foods are like egg whites, popcorn, and then calorie dense foods would be like peanut butter, coconut oil, avocado. As a rule of thumb, I would say make sure your meals include fruits or vegetables in order to bulk them up for less calories. And of course, using like sugar-free sauces and syrups, like I mentioned before, as well as lower fat meat, fat-free cheese, those will really help too. And of course, if you're looking for recipe inspo, check out my page here or my Instagram or TikTok. We're almost there, guys. Tip number 9 is movement outside of the gym, which I know. Like if you're going from no exercise to weight training 4 times a week, then yeah, you can definitely lose weight without moving outside of those gym slots. But for most of us, you can't just like drive to the gym, do a 45-minute workout, drive home, and not get any other steps or movement for the rest of the day and expect to see results, unless you drastically change your diet. I know the golden number everyone says to aim for is like 10K steps, and obviously there's a reason for that, but if that's too much for you, you can start smaller. If you have a smartwatch or even just like using your phone, that's a good way to see how many steps you already get. Honestly, starting off by adding like a 20-minute walk during your lunch break, after dinner, whenever you're like not going to the gym, that'll really help. Or doing little things like walking to the gym, walking to school, walking to work instead of driving if you can. When you go to do errands, like if it's just like a 2-minute drive versus a 15-minute walk, like just walk. Even doing little things like taking the stairs or like parking a bit farther and having to walk a bit longer, that'll help with your steps as well. I'm really notorious for getting up out of my chair every like 20-30 minutes and just walking around my apartment. That also really helps. And it's a great little distraction. Tip number 10, final tip, is accountability. Those of us that are really disciplined can do it on our own, but for others, it takes a village. I feel like that's the expression they use for like raising a child, but it can apply to this situation too. Sign up for workout classes with a friend to hold you accountable. Make healthy meals with your partner. If a friend asks to go for drinks, ask to like go on a bike ride and grab a smoothie instead. You could also post on social media to hold yourself accountable. It doesn't need to be like a whole influencer thing. It could even just be like a private Instagram account that you only let your friends follow and you just like post your progress on there or post when you're working out, etc. And of course, you could always hire a personal trainer for accountability. Again, I do one-to-one coaching, but obviously you don't need that. And that's all the tips I have for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I'm sure you're looking for more fitness and nutrition tips, so I'm gonna link a couple other videos here that you should watch next. And please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe, and share it with your friends, as it really helps the channel and I post new videos every week. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye.